I am begging you to stop procrastinating. Procrastination is ruining your life. Now, look at this note. It's been sitting on my desk for over 10 to 12 months now. And in that notebook contains a plan for a project I told myself would change my life. The night I wrote this project, I remember it so vividly. I was so pumped. I was so fired up that I couldn't even sleep because I knew that that was a very solid idea. But then tomorrow happened and next tomorrow, and it's just become a ghost project. And every single time I pass this desk, I'm always reminded that I lied to myself. Okay? Because this is not just a ghost project. This is a constant reminder that I lied to myself, and the weight of that is always, sitting on my chest like a heavy weight. And the worst part is the version of me that's supposed to be running that business by now does not exist because I killed that version of me. Every time you tell yourself tomorrow or I'm going to do it later, a future version of yourself dies. Let that sink in. Procrastination is bad for you. Now, the purpose of this video is not to tell you, oh, just go and do this, stop procrastinating. It's actually to help you understand procrastination better. So, maybe if you have a better understanding of why it happens or how procrastination works, just maybe you can limit the way you procrastinate stuff. We treat procrastination like it's a personality quirk or like it's something that is wrong. Of course, it's wrong, but like it's actually a natural defense mechanism. It's not like you are lazy. I mean, some of us are lazy, but like it's not just the idea of being lazy, it's your brain being literally hijacked by your present self at the expense of your future self. This is where it actually gets very interesting. Think of your brain as having two parts: the rational decision maker and the instant gratification monkey. Now, the rational decision maker is it deals with logic. It thinks about how putting up with short-term struggle can give you future desired results. That rational decision maker part is willing to put through whatever discomfort you're feeling just to give you the desired result you want in the future. But the instant gratification monkey, it's there because whatever would suit you immediately, whatever gives you happiness, or whatever makes you feel good in the moment, it's what it feeds on. Now, the gurus will tell you to just start, like, go with the rational decision maker, do what it's telling you to do. But that's like telling someone that's drowning to just swim. I mean, the reason why you are not starting or the reason why you're procrastinating is because your brain is seeing that task as a threat to your comfort. So when it's like that, it's actually hard to start. The monkey guy is fueled by dopamine, while the rational guy is fueled by logic. And in high stress environments, dopamine usually wins. That's why when you have so much work to do, your brain is always going for what's easier, what is giving you instant dopamine. But what's really what the monkey guy is usually afraid of is panic. That's why you get all the adrenaline rush when you are approaching a deadline. That's why it seems like you want to finish everything when the deadline is approaching, because that guy up there, he knows that there's a deadline coming. So that is the only thing that gets it panicked. But by then, the damage is usually done. So there are different ways you can trick this monkey guy into getting more quiet so that the other guy, the rational guy, can get louder. So there are a few things you can do. There's one I found, the 5-minute rule. Now, this is basically telling the monkey guy, okay, look, we're just going to do this daunting task for 5 minutes. Say you have those projects that's waiting and piling up for you to do, but you keep scrolling. While you're scrolling and procrastinating, just tell yourself, I just need to do this for 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Just give yourself 5 minutes to do that thing. Now, when you promise this monkey guy, oh, we just need 5 minutes to focus on that project and we'll come back to scrolling, it gets quieter because it knows that, or it thinks that you're going to come back to scrolling. And usually, when you're 5 minutes into doing that daunting task, the rational guy builds momentum. He gets louder. it gets easier for him to come in and take the wheels, and help you focus more or encourage you to just continue with the project. Another tactic to putting a stop to procrastination or silencing that monkey guy is by shrinking the scope. Now, some of us have to-do lists, and in our to-do list, you see something like change your life, do 30 sets of this exercise, do this, do that. I mean, looking at that, it looks so daunting. It looks like it's a lot to do because, I mean, it's really a lot. So the monkey guy is scared of so much things like that. So what you do, instead of putting those big tasks, shrink them, make them sound very simple. Instead of saying, finish my reports, write something like, put down a paragraph of the part of my report. So you shrink the scope and it makes it look less daunting. It makes it look more easier to accomplish. So the monkey guy won't fight you because it knows that in 10 minutes you'll be done with that. And in that 10 minutes, you could build momentum to keep you going for more than 10 minutes. Now, back to our analogy of scrolling and the project at hand. Don't deprive the monkey guy of the dopamine. He will only get louder. I mean, if you tell yourself, "Oh, I'm not going to scroll on the internet for the whole of today. I'm going to focus on this." 5 minutes into the project, the monkey guy is already itching you. "Oh, we have some reels to watch. We have some YouTube shorts to watch." So don't deprive the monkey guy of the dopamine. Instead, give it rewards. Tell yourself, when I do this, I'm going to reward myself with this. Tell yourself, if I can focus on this project for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to reward myself with 5 minutes of scrolling. You don't have to go all in like, "Oh, I'm going to focus on the project for 24 hours and no scrolling." It's only going to get worse because this is how you do normally. You usually go for this. So wanting to go from 0 to 100 is like, it's not possible. You can't, someone that usually scrolls all day and now you just want to switch to focusing for 24 hours. No, you have to gradually shift it. So you can do that by promising the monkey guy that, "Look, if we do this, we get this." Since we know that this monkey guy only usually gets scared when there's a deadline approaching. So how about you create artificial deadlines in your head? That project should be due on the 20th, but you tell yourself that that project is due on the 15th and you believe that it's due on the 15th. So the monkey guy has no other option than take 15th as a new deadline. So when 15th is approaching, he begins to panic and you have that adrenaline rush of finishing the stuff. Knowing all of this can help you actually trick yourself into less procrastination. I need you to know that the dangers of procrastination is way worse than what you just know or what you think. Every time you break a promise to yourself, you lose a piece of confidence. Every time you say, "I'm going to focus on my project for 1 hour," and you barely focused for just 1 minute, you lose a piece of self-confidence because now you know that you didn't stick to what you said. You broke your promise. So procrastination is way worse than just the result of not getting stuff done. It affects your well-being, okay? Because when you practice this practice of procrastination, you lose pieces of confidence. You lose pieces of your self-confidence because you are aware that when you promise yourself something, you break your promise. So you lose self-confidence. So if the monkey and rational analogy stuff was too much for you to digest, just take this very short takeaway. If a task would take you lesser than 2 minutes, just go ahead and do it. And if it takes bigger than 2 minutes, just commit for the next 2 minutes. Just commit the next 2 minutes to it. Your brain is usually afraid of the start, not the main task. You're afraid of you starting. So if you can just start for 2 minutes, then maybe you can just go ahead with it. So yeah, there you have it. Procrastination and tricks of overcoming procrastination. So I hope you go and sin no more. I hope you go and stop procrastinating because waiting for the right time to do stuff is a myth designed to keep you comfortable and broke. You don't wait for the perfect time to come. You design it yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.